Have you ever heard that in order to succeed with your coaching business and social media, you have to stay consistent? I know that you have, because this is what everybody says. And you know what? It's something that I agree with, but it's all about how you interpret that consistency. Because I'm going to tell you, if I have to create content every single day and publish it every single day, I wouldn't have time to do anything else. Creating content for social media would become my full-time job, but I need time to go find clients, help them, get my testimonials, and get paid for it. I don't have time to just be my own virtual assistant all day long. I just can't. So today we're going to talk about a topic that I know you've heard about, but you've probably not consistently implemented, and that is content batching, the solution to all of your problems. Hi, my name is Ina Coveney. I'm a business coach. I specialize in monetizing tiny audiences, and I'm also the host of the Get Clients First podcast, where we talk all things get clients in your coaching business, even if you have a small audience. And I also interview the top coaches in the world about their true startup story. So go back and check out some episodes, because we are here talking all about making your business work even with a small audience. And right now, we are in the smack middle of the 10 days of hot leads, a free email and audio course that I am putting out to my audience so that I can help you get to the point where leads just come to you, where leads just happen, where growing your online business doesn't have to be an uphill battle because you're constantly feeding it with leads. And today is lesson number 6. It's day 6 of the 10 days. And we're talking about your new batching strategy. And I can't wait to show you how we're going to simplify the whole process of posting. You're not going to believe how easy it is to create this kind of content. So before we get started, I did want to tell you that if you want to get this free email course in your inbox, all you have to do is go to 10daysofleads.com. That's the number 10, daysofleads.com. And it will come straight to your inbox completely for free. Tell your friends, because this is really, really good. So let's talk a little bit about this content creation stuff, all right? Because my goal is for you to spend as little time as possible creating all of this content, because the truth is that if you want your business to grow, you gotta be present. You do have to post consistently. You do have to be there. But that doesn't mean that you have to have the shackles on and that you have to be on social media all day long every single day. Don't do that. There is absolutely no need for you to do that. So I want you to spend as little time as possible creating this content, and I want you to group the creation of that content into a condensed period of time so that you can free up your time to do things that you actually need to do, like getting more visibility, or like getting clients, or getting on sales calls, or actually working on your programs, right? You have so much to do. You cannot be spending all of your time on social media. So let's talk about batching. What is batching? Let's start like really simple. What is batching? Batching is the process of creating your social media post or your content or your centerpiece in a single period of time. Maybe like a day, maybe 2 days. Some people spend an entire week, 1 week a month, just creating content. And then that frees up the rest of the 3 or 4 weeks of that month to do whatever else they need to, and they don't have to worry about it. So that's what batching is creating all the content in one period of time so you can free up your time. So what I have for you today is 3 steps to creating this new batching strategy. Are you ready? Let's start with step 1. Step 1 is the easiest one, is to set your frequency goal. How often are you aiming to post? If you don't know, if your follow-up question is, but Ina, what is the right answer? Ina, how often should I be posting? I'm going to give it to you, okay? I'm not going to mince words. Once a day on weekdays. The end. 5 pieces of content per week. That's the minimum. If you can do more, please do more, all right? But the minimum is once a day, only on weekdays. 5 pieces of content per week, all right? The end. That is the end of step one. I don't have to blow it up anymore. I don't have to spend any more time on that. Set your frequency goal. Once a day on weekdays. 5 pieces of content per week. Done. Let's move on to step two. Step two, choose your best easy post types. Okay. Not all social media posts are equal. I am sure if I had a room full of coaches who have been on social media for a while, and I asked them, what is the most time-consuming piece of content that you ever create? Can everybody say the right answer all at once? Everybody, let's all say it together, okay? 1, 2, 3, reels. Did everybody say the same thing? If you said something else, that's fine. But reels can be really time consuming with the research that goes into creating a reel, right? Like actually browsing and looking for trends and looking for sounds, right? That's one. Then you have to actually create it, which can take several takes. Then you have to edit it, right? Make all the cuts, then add the captions, then add any emojis or things like little clip arts that you want to add. And then you have to write the caption for it. So it can be very time consuming to create a reel, right? But there are other content types that are amazing. Now, we already covered in a previous lesson which type you should be doing based on your goal, whether you're looking to get clients or audience growth. We covered which kind of post you should be thinking about, right? Reels is pretty much for audience growth, but it doesn't mean that if you're going for getting clients, you should leave reels alone. That's not what that means. It just means that if you're going to create reels, but you're not going to do it for audience growth, and you're not going to do the kind of volume that reels need to grow your audience, let go of the audience growth goal. But you can create reels anytime you want, right? So what I have for you is 3 different kinds of posts, actually 4 of them, 4 different kinds of posts that you can create so fast and so easily that if you post one of these posts per week for the next 4 weeks, that takes care of what? Like 80% of your posts. 80% of your posts for the month that you can write literally in just a few hours, like 2, 3, 4 hours maybe. If you wanted to create 1 month worth of content, that is 1 day. 1 day of the month to take care of 80% of your posts for the month. How amazing does that sound? So get ready, write this down, okay? Or you can actually get these lessons in your inbox. You already know how, and the link is below, right? You can get these in your inbox, and that way you don't have to write this down. But here they are. Here are 4 examples of really easy posts that you can create. The first one I'm going to give you is a tweet. Now, first, like, I feel like I need to say this because this comes up every single time I teach this. This comes up. People think that when I say a tweet, I mean that they need to create a Twitter account if they don't have one, post on Twitter, take a screenshot of that tweet, and then post it to Instagram. No, that's not how that works. Whenever you see someone posting on Instagram something that looks like a tweet, right? It has their face, it has their username, it has their name, and just like a phrase, and it just looks like a tweet. You just need to know that is not actually coming from Twitter. They might not even have a Twitter account. The way they create these tweet type posts is by going to Canva, creating a tweet template, which by the way, you can just search for them. Go to Canva, go to create a new design, go to templates, type tweet, and you will see all of these options for tweets. You're just creating an image that looks like a tweet, and then you just download it and post it to Instagram, period, the end. So what is the beauty of these tweets is that it's a single sentence. I have challenged clients before. I have given them 10 minutes. So I'm going to give you this challenge right now. Like, you can do this. Give yourself, put a timer, 10 minutes, and write down 20 things that you wish your audience knew right now. Write them down. It only takes 10 minutes for you to write 20 of them. What do you do with these 20 phrases? these are your 20 tweets. So 20 tweets, if you post one tweet per week, that takes care of 20 weeks worth of content. What is 20 weeks? It's almost 6 months worth of content, isn't it? There's 52 weeks in the year. You take care of 20. That's over a third of your 1 day of weekly content taken care of by these tweets that you just wrote in 10 minutes. Now it's a matter of just plugging them into Canva and printing them. And there is like a bulk export import app. I'm not going to get into that right now, but there is a way for you to actually populate these tweets from a spreadsheet into Canva, into a tweet, and then just download, right? This can be easy. Are you kidding me? Take care of 1 day of the week of posts for 20 weeks, for almost half the year, just in 10 minutes? You can do this, all right? So that is one of them. I'm going to give you another one. So that takes care of Mondays. Let's say Mondays is tweet day. What are we going to do Tuesdays? Okay. This is one of my favorite hacks out there. What you're going to do is throughout your week, I want you to record something that is happening around you, something that you're doing, right? This is called B-roll, all right? It has a name, like in the industry, in the video industry. B-roll means just scenes that you can just splice in between your videos, in between your movies, right? Maybe if you're out on the beach, B-roll could be you just walking on the beach. B-roll could be you recording your feet, leaving footprints on the sand, right? It could be just a view of the ocean and the waves crashing. It could be just a video of your kid playing with a pail and a little shovel and making a castle, right? That's B-roll. Nothing is happening. You're not explaining anything. You're just showing some scene, okay, for just a few seconds. So you can do this. If you're walking down the street, record yourself walking down the street, or turn the camera around and show what you're seeing as you walk down the street. That's what B-roll is. So you're going to be accumulating all of this B-roll. The idea for Tuesdays is going to be to take one of those B-rolls and go to Reels, pick a trending sound, put in a caption on top of that B-roll, and you are done. So inside the email course, I actually give you an example of one that I did. It's just me walking down the street, looking at the camera and smiling. And then there is a caption overlay on top that tells people, some validating message that I need them to know right then and there. So you can do the same exercise as we just did with the tweets. You can say, what are 10 things that I want my audience to know right now, or to do right now? Or what is something really funny that they're probably doing, they don't realize that it's funny, right? Write down these 10 ideas and then just take some B-roll, add one of those captions, and just schedule it. Just schedule it. Now, I don't know if everybody has the ability to schedule Reels on their phone, but you can definitely save it as a draft and just wait and post it on that day. All right. So that's another super easy kind of post that you can create, and that takes care of Mondays and Tuesdays. Now, let's go for the next one. This one is going to take you just a tiny bit more time, but not by much. So this one is called the photo mini blog. All right. I want you to think back at how many posts you have created on Instagram where you really spend time and effort and your heart into a caption, right? When you poured your heart into a caption and you feel like, you know what, this is so good, people should be paying me for reading this caption. I know that you have them because we have all created them. We have all created such great captions out there. The only problem is that these posts only have like a 3-second lifespan, and that's it. But it doesn't mean that that beautiful writing that you did has to go and get lost. What you can do is go back to previous posts where you have written with your heart, right? A longer form type of caption. Copy that, then find a great picture of you, a picture of you in action, a picture of you doing your thing, right? A picture of you at your computer, a picture of you with your food, a picture of you, like something related to your niche you're doing, right? Or just straight looking at the camera in honesty, and then putting that same caption in the caption, right? Copy and paste. Refresh it, read through it, make sure it's still current. Make sure you don't say things like, yesterday was my birthday, right? Make sure that it's still current, right? See if you can give it a call to action. That would be great at the bottom. Just say, like, hey, by the way, go read my latest blog post. The link is in the bio, right? Give people that call to action to go check out your centerpiece content that we talked about yesterday, right? But that's it. The caption is already written. All you have to do is reread it, refresh it if you need to, pick another great picture, and keep going. That's another great one that looks like it took a lot of work and a lot of time, but it was just repurposed. People do not remember what you posted 4 months ago. I promise you that. They do not remember. So you're going to take this post and you are going to reuse it again and again and again. And people are not going to care. Don't you worry about them. All right? This was a great post and you deserve for it to be seen by more people. All right? Now let's go to the final type, right? Because we just took care of Mondays with a tweet, Tuesdays with a B-roll reel, Wednesdays with a great picture and a mini blog that I already wrote, and now we're taking care of Thursdays. On Thursdays, you are going to post about an award that you've received or a feature that you have been featured in. I just use featured twice in the same sentence, but you know what I mean. This kind of post refers back to something that you've already achieved, to maybe a publication where you've already been featured, maybe a podcast where you've already been interviewed, right? You're going to go back and give those people a shout out, right? When you give somebody else a shout out, that publication or that podcast, they are going to reshare it in their stories because then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is still like out there, right? Yes, we did this interview and it was great, and they will reshare it, right? So even if they don't, though, this creates such credibility for you. I have a client whom I helped create her whole strategy for the year with all recycled content, things that make her profile look great, things that really liven up her feed and that continuously elevate her authority. So this client had been featured in Forbes. And, you know, this is one thing that happens to all of us. We get featured in these places and at the time it's a big deal, but then we just kind of let it fade into the background as if it never happened just because it didn't happen last week. When in reality, nobody can take that award, that feature away from you. So my client kept bringing up this Forbes article in the shape of one of her posts, and she kept bringing it back up again and again with different views, different colors, different pictures. She just had always, every month, a different version of it popping up in her feed. And that freed up her time to go and find speaking engagements, which is what she really wanted to do. And I couldn't believe when she told me that she got selected to speak on TEDx. And I was delighted. I'm like, all your efforts paid off, right? And she told me, but Ina, in the application process, there was no way for me to mention my Forbes article. There was just no place to casually bring it up. But when we had our TEDx interview, they brought it up to me. They told me, hey, we saw you were featured in Forbes. How cool was that? That's incredible. And Ina, that came from my feed. That came from this strategy that we put together. And it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't because of this. Like, we believe that the credibility that my client has been building in her feed through this consistency, through this process, is what got her to TEDx, what got the attention of the TEDx organizers, what elevated her authority to the point that they even themselves brought it up in the interview without her having to say a word. That is what this kind of batching strategy does for you. It makes sure that your accomplishments never go forgotten. They never go into oblivion, and people notice. They know this stuff. And do you think that my client has been suffering because she's been recycling content? Not at all. Nobody is on her case about this. She continues to put out amazing posts and amazing content that she keeps injecting into her strategy without forgetting to always bring it back up to credibility markers. So congratulations to my client. I am going to be there front and center in TEDx when she goes and gives her talk. And it's all because she was able to put aside all of this work of batching, and she was able to prioritize these credibility markers that need to keep popping up. And you can do the same. You can do exactly the same. Maybe you haven't been featured in Forbes. Maybe you've been featured in other places. You've been interviewed on podcasts. You have achieved. Use those achievements and keep bringing them back up again and again and again. Recycling content is not a four-letter word. You can do this, and it will help you get strong leads and strong opportunities in the future. Plus, it will free up your time so you can get more opportunities. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? So, I have a challenge for you. I want you to pick one of these easy posts, and I want you to post it. I want you to go and create a tweet or one of those B-roll reels, or take a credibility marker and put it back front and center into your feed. And I want you to tag me on it. I'm on Instagram at Ina Coveney. Just make sure to spell Coveney right. It ends in E-Y. All right. So go and tag me at Ina Coveney. I want to see it. I'm going to grace you with a comment on it. All right, because I'm going to be so proud of you that you are taking the lead on your content strategy. So make sure to go and do that. Now, I hope that this was helpful. There are really easy ways for you to post. Now, what were our steps? Step 1, I don't know that I actually said out loud what step 3 was. Step 3 is to schedule and do it. Step 3 is just schedule and reuse. All right, so step 1 was to select your frequency of posting, and I'm giving it to you at least once a week on weekdays. Step 2, pick which your easy posts are going to be. And I just gave you 4 that you can create really fast, really easily, and could carry you through the next 6 months if you just spent 2 days on it. It works. It can be easy. Let it be easy. And step 3, schedule them and reuse them. Don't forget to keep bringing them back up. All right? It's totally okay to reuse your posts. All right. If you've been getting value out of these 10 days of hot leads course that I'm dropping here on YouTube, on the podcast, and in your email, please share it with your friends. If you're on the podcast right now, please take a screenshot, tag me, tell people what you learned about today. It would mean the world to me. It would be amazing. I would be able to thank you if you tag me on it, and make sure to give people the link. Tell them to go to 10daysofleads.com, and you can go there yourself to get all of these lessons straight to your inbox. And I'm going to see you right back here tomorrow for lesson 7, where we're going to talk about how to get leads on Facebook groups without getting banned. In fact, by being absolutely loved and adored by the administrators. That's a juicy one. I will see you tomorrow for lesson 7.